Hi everyone, John Cottrell here of MBODY Yoga, and this is Soft Flow Yoga. Thanks for joining me. In our practice today, we're going to be focusing on our hamstrings, and our featured pose is actually triangle pose, which is a standing posture. Let's get started with a few deep breaths. Just get reacquainted with your breathing. As you take your comfortable seat, you can close your eyes and just tune into your breath. Take a full and expansive breath. Feel it rise to fill up your lungs. And exhale to empty. Just feel the soothing, calming effect of the breath. Again, breathing in. And exhale. Good. Just a few more breaths. Continue to tune in. Notice how you're feeling. Good. 2 more breaths. And after that second breath, we'll add a very simple movement. Working with our arms, we'll inhale, extend both arms out and up. Big stretch, reach up and beyond the ceiling. And exhale, extend your arms out and let them float back down to your side as you complete the breath. Again, breathing in, reaching out and up. Feel the lengthening through the sides of your body. And exhale. Good. Why don't we do 2 more? Just move and breathe at your own pace. Take your time. You can even pause at the top if you'd like. Last one. Very nice. Maybe a simple rolling of the shoulders just to check in to see if they're feeling a little tight today. While we're still in seated, let's start our light stretch of hamstrings. If you happen to have a yoga strap, you might want to use that. You can just extend your legs out front. Feel free to continue to sit on something soft. You can also tuck something underneath bent knees if you'd like to keep the knees bent. That could be a rolled up blanket or a towel, or you can fully extend the legs, but you can always keep a slight bend in the knees. And if you are using a strap, it could also be a jump rope or a belt. Let's go ahead and take the strap and wrap it around the soles of the feet. This is a long strap, so I'm going to wrap it around my hands. I'm just going to take this very lightly just to introduce a stretch for the legs. So I'm going to inhale and pull gently just to help extend through the spine, just sit up nice and tall. Then exhale, another little pull, very gently, leaning forward. I'm hinging at the hips, leading with my chest and chin, barely moving, because with my legs straight as they are, I can already feel a nice stretch in the hamstrings. So I'm going to do that one more time. Inhale, nice and tall, maintaining this very simple angle I've created. Exhale, pull belly in, another little tug of the strap, and I'm moving forward. I'm going to pause for a moment. I'm going to take this a little deeper, but I am going to bend my knee significantly. I'm even going to roll my back, lower my chin. Inhale, extending through spine. And exhale, just going a little further. The key here is to take it slowly, take your time, and really not needing to go too deeply. Since this is our very first pose, body isn't completely warm. Really just introducing the idea of stretching and lengthening through the legs. And if your back happens to be rounded, when your chin is lowered, you may even feel a wonderful stretch down through your back body. All right, just a couple more breaths here. You can certainly stay here longer if you'd like. I'm going to release the strap, freeing the hands. If the back is rounded, as mine is, I'm just going to lift the chin and look forward just to help re-extend the spine, and even place hands on the floor to help press and lift myself up, going back up to a nice tall body. And to just get the stretch out of the legs initially here, I'll bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet together for a cobbler's pose or bound angle pose, just for a moment. Couple breaths. I'll set my strap to the side. Let's work our way to hands and knees. I'll use my blanket for a little extra padding for cat and cow. So inhale, tip the chin up, feel the heart open, arching of the back, the belly drops as the pelvis tips back as we create the back bend of cow. Just be sure arms stay straight and strong. On the exhale, you might start with the back end. Tuck the tailbone under. Feel the belly button pull up towards spine. Round your back, chin to chest. That's your exhale, cat pose. And just continue. Inhale, cow. Looking up, arch the back. And exhale. Let's do this a few more times as a way to open up the back, get some good workings through the hips and the spine. Good, just a couple more breaths. We'll work our way into our standing postures. When you're complete with a full breath, just pause in a neutral tabletop position for a few seconds, returning to stillness. And if you are using a pad, let's just set that to the side for now and come back to hands and knees, and we'll work our way to downward facing dog. I'm going to step the hands forward, spreading out the fingers to get a good stretch between each finger. Lean into the palms, press them flat into the mat with strong straight arms. Make sure your toes are tucked. We'll do another cat-cow. There's cow pose, inhale. Exhale, cat, holding cat pose. Then lifting knees off the floor, keeping the knees very bent as the hips float into the air and head and chest sink between the arms. Making a slight adjustment of the feet and the hands on the mat to help settle into the pose. Since we're working the backs of the legs, let's do a little pedaling of the feet here. I'm pressing one heel down as the other heel lifts, just like that. So the exhale would be the press of the heel. Inhale in between as you're making that transition. Exhale, press the other. Just getting a good stretch through the calf muscles, just to assist the hamstring stretching. All right, come back to neutral and go right into a lunge. Let's inhale, extend right leg up. And exhale, let's step right foot up to the top of the mat. I usually land right behind the right hand here. We'll turn that back leg so the whole foot's on the floor. Shift weight back, good balance and weight distribution with the feet. Rise up to fingertips, starting to rise. Hands up to thigh, keep climbing until you're here to extend spine at 45 degrees. Then you can free your arms. Reach out and up into our Warrior One. Let's hold for a few breaths in Warrior One. I'm just going to wiggle my right foot forward just a little bit so I can lunge a little bit deeper. Good stretch, very active arms, hands, and fingers. And with the deeper lunge, I'm getting a wonderful lengthening sensation through the hip flexor and upper thigh, even just below or above the belly button, above the belt line on the left leg. All right, breathe in. And exhale, we'll open up slowly to a Warrior Two. Bringing arms to parallel. You might need to make some adjustments with the feet, just so the hips knees and ankles don't feel bound up here, I like to turn or do an outer rotation of the whole leg and just freeze up this hip. I'm even going to wiggle the right foot forward just a little bit more, lunging a little bit deeper. These are options. And come back to the extension of the arms, building good endurance. I'm going to strengthen the legs. So from our warrior 2 position, we're going to be moving into triangle pose. A couple more breaths here in warrior. And this is how we'll transition to our triangle. So the front leg, I'm just going to straighten the leg. And I want to feel, I'm going to keep my finger here so you can see. Because as I'm straightening the leg, I want to feel an imaginary energy kind of rise up through this right side of the body, right up through the torso, just to kind of free up the hips a little bit. Now I'm going to start reaching forward. But as I reach forward, like I'm grabbing for something up on a shelf here, I'm going to feel this left hip kind of tip back. So going in these opposite directions. I'm already feeling a wonderful stretch in the hamstrings, upper hamstring area. Okay, so I'm going to pause right here, then rotate the arms, kind of like the arms on a clock here, and reach down with the right hand, left hand reaching up. Since we're going to hold this posture, I'm going to go ahead and relax this left arm, bringing it down. And something I sometimes do is actually bring my hands to my hips, just to kind of support the hips in this posture. I'm going to give you another thing that you could do to create a variation of the posture. Now, it's okay to not have the feet too far apart. You can actually, I'm going to come out of this pose for a moment, have the feet a little bit closer together if you need to. That'll take some of the strain, if there's any, in the hips. Okay? Or another little tip, just to help stabilize the pelvis and perhaps to support going a little lower if you want to. If you can see my foot here, I'm going to lift just the toes, and kind of push or drive the heel and the balls of the foot into the floor, which really fires up the leg. That energy shooting up, stabilizing the hip, which may allow you to go a little deeper because you feel stronger in this section of the body, so it can support you going a little deeper into the pose. So a wonderful hamstring stretch. I'm going to return to the original posture by bringing your right hand down, left hand up. Your gaze can be up. And this is how I like to get out of the pose. Bend the right knee, creating a lunge, come up, and even pass through warrior 2 and reverse the warrior, taking right hand up into the air. And this left hand can either just rest on the side or support the hip here while we're reaching up, maybe slightly back, getting a lengthening sensation down through the right side of the body. Make sure your right knee is bent. All right, big windmill out of the pose, around and down to the floor with the hands. Rise up onto tiptoes behind me. Push firmly into the floor with the hands so I can slide this right foot back to meet the other. I've made it to plank pose, which I'll pause here for a few moments just to build some strength. And let's get set up for the other side. Just soften the knees, send your hips into the air. Make sure to keep the knees bent because it'll allow the hips to continue moving upward. Meanwhile, hands are pressing firmly into the floor, nice and strong. Let's do the other side. So inhale, extend left leg up. And exhale, left foot near the top of the mat or just behind the left hand. Right heel turns to the floor, shifting weight back. Even distribution of weight. Rise to fingertips to help extend spine. Just continue climbing up the body, up to the thigh here. Feel the extension of spine, 45 degrees. This should allow you to free your arms, reaching out and up. Let's just settle into the pose like we did the other side. I'm wiggling the left foot forward, lunging a little deeper, and just more extension through the arms. I'm really trying to face forward as best as I can, which means I'm kind of turning away from my right leg, which really helps that lengthening and opening in the hip flexor region. I'm going to breathe in and exhale, turn slowly to open up to Warrior Two. Make those necessary adjustments with the feet and legs. I'm going to go a tiny bit deeper. Holding Warrior Two. Feeling the strength in the legs, endurance in the arms. All right, let's get set up for triangle pose. So same thing, we're going to straighten this left leg and just feel this energy and kind of rise up past the belt line, right up through the torso. Take this left arm, reach up like you're reaching for something up on a shelf. The right hip feels like it's going in the other direction. And then we're going to rotate here. Notice I'm not going all the way down to the floor, and you don't have to. You can just keep this hand maybe at your thigh or knee. Now I'm going to go ahead and rest this right arm and place it on the hip. And just to help stabilize this leg and hip to go a little bit deeper, lifting the toes, just pressing the heel and the balls of the foot more firmly into the floor. Feel the strength and energy in this leg, and I can tip over a little bit more. Go slowly. Now, if you feel like you've gone too far, you can certainly back out of the pose. Now, I've got a pretty wide stance, which feels pretty good for me, but if you need to shorten the distance between the feet, please do so. All right, I'm going to re-extend the arms. There's my triangle pose. Coming out of the posture, bending the left knee. Coming up, passing through Warrior Two. Left hand reaching up. I'm going to place right hand on hip to support it. Reaching up slightly back, knee lunging forward gently. Couple of breaths. And a big windmill out of the pose. Down to the floor, rise up onto tiptoes behind you. There's a little lunge effect right here. Pressing hands firmly into the mat, slide left foot back, plank, holding for a moment. Also a good opportunity just to realign the body. And then we're finished. We'll come down to our knees. We'll sit back briefly into hero. That will also take that stretch out of the legs. Nice lengthening and opening through the tops of the feet. And then we'll take a seat here. Sit up nice and tall. Into the little circle of the shoulders. And one last movement together. We'll inhale, reach out and up. And exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart. Take one more breath here. And as we come to the close of our practice, we bow saying, Namaste.
Thank you so much for watching and participating in this yoga lesson. To help us with the channel so we can continue to bring you more content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated. Namaste.